Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. In the last part we started the Frosty Forest here. Got to peak floors, or actually no, this is called Frosty Grotto, that's right. This is the first one I think that's actually not called a peak, but it's the peak. That's what it is in terms of just programming. And honestly, this is rather easy. Though my least favorite dungeon is coming up. Luckily, this peak is only, I think, 5 floors big? Yeah, it is. Also, this has been this is actually a bit weird getting back to, because I actually haven't recorded this in a bit, because I've already recorded the entirety of, the next Let's Play I'll be doing, and, a couple other things. There's also the fact that it's been like 3 weeks since I last did a video for this. Although in that meantime, I did beat Majora's Mask in 2 days. Majora's Mask, I love these, so... But I'll save my opinions for that if I ever do a Let's Play of that, or review. But that's probably not gonna come for a while, man. I need to be able to record in 64 games well enough, and I still have to get certain chords to be able to do that. In fact, I just realized I haven't Let's Played a single Zelda game yet. And I love Zelda, that's kind of odd. And Metangs! These guys totally aren't annoying with their high defense. But that one just killed itself, so that's all good. Give me the gummy. Never mind. Or Pack, you need it. I really love the fact that they... Oh, first off, Quip Ember. I really love that, every Pokemon has their own individual one-item inventory, which really can be surprisingly useful. Especially when you want to use IQ boosters like that. I think this is the boss floor. Yes, it is. Let's hope I can remember the voice I was using for that person. Should have traveled far into the forest. I think we'll be out if we can get through this part. It shouldn't be far. Let's keep going. Huh? Kyle, did you just say something? I didn't think so. I thought I heard a voice. Must have imagined it. Turn back. You may not pass. Who's there? You are forbidden to pass. If you persist in trying to pass, then so be it. But only after you have defeated me. That's probably a completely different voice than what I gave that person before. Ow, it's too bright. The ice around us is reflecting this light. Thanks for the explanation, game. And that's never a good cry. And Articuno! I am Articuno, the warder of ice. Those that enter the forest I shall destroy with all my might. Let us begin. Not even giving us a chance to explain ourselves. Anyway, if you're playing the way I have with a fire type, Articuno is actually the easiest out of all of them because, well, you'll be dealing upwards towards 70 to 100 damage at this point. Which is surprisingly helpful. Yeah, super effective 100 damage. That has to hurt. Articuno, if you have a grass type though, or if it gets critical, or if it does just normal damage because it still hurts, legendary. Super effective or not, this guy still freaking hurts, watch out for that. And, thankfully, he missed. Whew, that was close. Please, Articuno. We have to get through, no matter what it takes. Please let us pass. No, I cannot allow your passage. Why? Why can't we pass? This forest, frigid forest air, it has warmed considerably in recent times. Warmed up? I'm still freezing, but... The flow of frigid air has been disturbed in the forest. Snow has started to melt. Snow has melted. That's snow that has never melted before. This has never happened, even once. Then you appeared in the forest. Is this not your doing? We don't have anything to do with it. It's a coincidence. Please, Articuno, hear me out. It isn't our fault the snow started melting here. It's not just here. Natural calamities are taking place everywhere right now. The forest frigid airflow wouldn't have been disturbed if we hadn't come. Is that all? You expect me to believe that? Ah! Enough of your foolish talk. Prepare for your end. Stop it. Absol! There's nothing false in what they say. Calamities are indeed occurring in nature everywhere. Is that true? Yes. I have the ability to sense natural disasters. Well, that's convenient. And the calamities are taking place now are of a special nature. I've never experienced such before. So there are calamities besides this. Fine. I will choose to believe you. You may pass. Articuno! However... You must try to prevent the calamities from spreading. I'm counting on you. Yep, we promise, Articuno. That's probably a completely different voice than what Articuno had in that one line of dialogue in between floors 6 and 7. Whew, that was too close. Thank you. You saved us. Rather than saying thanks, focus on stopping the calamities before they worsen. If they're left unchecked, worse will befall us. My instinct warns me so. I sense the terrible power of the natural calamities. I was led here by my feet. That's an air bubble in my throat. Ha! I think it would be best if we combine forces. I'll join you. Huh? You will? Really? Really. To put an end to the calamities, cooperation is vital. Let me lend you my powers. Thank you, Absol. And Absol joined the team. Nickname, yes. Let's see, let's give it to someone who I absolutely respect and think is an absolute badass, like Absol. Abe. You might remember him as my hair across from Crystal. And so... Scroll, please. Thank you. After getting through the Frosty Forest, Kyle's team headed further north. The more they advanced, the harsher the conditions became. Oh, this looks nice. This icy mountain path seems to go on forever. We've walked a long way here. Pat looks exhausted as well. We've been running all this time out of desperation. What's in store for us ahead? Are we really doing the right thing? This is too cold. There's nothing but snow now. The scenery's been the same for a while. I wonder if we're really making progress. Hey Kyle, I was thinking. I think we've come to a place that's empty except for us. I have the feeling that there's nothing ahead of here, even if we keep on moving. I'm getting exhausted. We too. What's going to happen to us? I'm pretty sure we'll be fine, especially considering that this is an RPG and it always has to have a happy ending. Sure, that's right. There isn't any point in wondering what might happen. Not after this coming from this far. Sorry, Kyle. I was just feeling sorry for myself. I have faith in you, Kyle. That's what brought me here. And that's not changing. I still have faith in you, Kyle. I'll keep going wherever you go. Actually, I just remembered. Final Fantasy 13-2 didn't have a happy ending. Crap. Pat trusts me without any doubt. I can't afford to be indecisive. I have to believe in myself more. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in the me that believes in you. And what the hell? What was that? Red Ring of Death? Dizzy or what? Huh? Is something wrong, Kyle? Finally, you've arrived. Someone's talking to me? Pat? No, this voice isn't Pat. This voice, I've heard somewhere. Ah, Green Lady. Finally, you've arrived. Tripping out. I've been waiting for you. Gardevoir? I'm so glad. Finally we get to meet. Your... what? Kyle, is something the matter? Why are you talking to yourself? Well, I'm kind of recording, so it's kind of hard to not talk to myself while doing so. I'm visible only to you. A little farther ahead, there's a jagged mountain range topped by Mount Freeze. Inside its peak, Ninetales lives. Ninetales? Ninetales awaits your arrival. But where? Wait! No, I look so sad. Hey, Kyle. Kyle! What's the matter? What happened? Off-screen explanation. Oh, so something like that happened. Gardevoir appeared to you. That's why you were looking so stunned earlier. I'm amazed, though. Ninetales isn't just a legend. It really exists. And that Ninetales is up at the peak. Kyle, all the effort we put into finally getting here, it's going to bear fruit. We'll meet Ninetales and get to the truth. I'll finally get rid of the suspicions the others have about you, Kyle. Awesome, and awesome choices, game. Listen, Kyle, don't be so worried. It'll be alright. It's only natural that you'd be scared meeting Ninetales, Kyle, the heartless human who abandoned Gardevoir. It may be you. I can understand how you can think that, but that's impossible. You're not that human, I'm sure. You believe in me that much? Hmm? Well, there was a time I had some doubts, but now, I wonder why. I don't really know why. But it's alright. Kyle, you're a really good sort. You know, before, when I first got the idea to start a rescue team, I met you in the tiny woods, Kyle. And I think about it, there was something different about you. It's strange, isn't it? But Kyle, I believe in you. Anyway, we'll know the truth when we get into the peak. Kyle, let's do our best, and surprisingly, Abe is not on screen, and that was me saving and doing some stuff with the thing. And, like the previous few dungeons, there is an alternate path you can take if you want to do some level grinding or item farming. And welcome to Mount Freeze, one of my least favorite places in the game. And in terms of the Pokemon that are well, first off, this place is 20 floors large, with the peak starting at floor 16. In terms of Pokemon you can encounter here, on floors 1 through 5, you have Pineco. On 1 through 6, you got Swablu and Shelgon. On 3 through 5, you got Pupitar. 3 through 7, you got Dugong. 7 through 11, you got Vigoroth. 7 through 12, you got Chimecho and Zangoose. On 12 through 15, you got Slacking. 13 through 15, you got Seviper. 16 through 19, you got Galele. And we got Ninetales on the final floor, obviously. And not many Pokemon here are weak against fire types. In fact, some of them just have really high attack. Vigoroth and Slacking especially. But in terms of quote-unquote dangers of the dungeon, you got Swablu, which, while it can easily be taken down with electric-type attacks, if it casts Sing, you might be in a bad position, because Sing, as we've known, puts us to sleep, and sleep sucks in this game. Shelgon uses Leer, which, as we know, lowers our defense, but in this dungeon that's rather daunting, because a lot of Pokemon, like I mentioned before, Slacking and Vigoroth especially, have very high attack, so that lower defense can be life-threatening. It's also got a nice little calming music piece. And there's also one other thing. Pupitar over on floors 3 through 5. I'm almost out of the threat range for it already. But it can throw out a random Sandstorm that'll, as a move, when you fight it. Everything gets hit unless you're Steel, Ground, or Rock type, with a 5 HP loss every 10 turns. And while that doesn't sound like much, that adds up more quickly than you believe. But this area isn't too hard overall, though. Actually, I'm looking at the, because I have the strategy guide, as I mentioned before, the official Pokemon strategy guide for this game. I'm looking at the screenshots, and one of the people was a level 15 Cubone. Am I overleveled? I always have trouble in this area, too. Hi, Chimecho. You were in the anime for some reason. So I've been marathoning Power Rangers recently, and I don't know why. I don't just mean the original Mighty Morphin. I'm on RPM. That's the 2009 season. I'm almost done. The thing is, I'm bringing it up here because I was actually originally going to do a Let's Play of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Super Nintendo game, with doing the movie, the game, featuring Ivan Ooze Super Nintendo game a few months later. However, I had to cancel that for a few specific reasons. I might still do it at some point, but it's not coming as soon as I would have originally thought. I forget what the snow weather effect does, actually. You know what? I have the strategy guide right here. I can probably open it up. What the hell just happened on my screen? Okay, that was weird. Okay, let me see. Snow. Ice-type Pokemon have one more speed. +1 added to their speed, rather. Cloudy, all moves deal 25% damage. Oh, that's actually it. The Cloudy thing that we saw a couple dungeons, I believe. All moves deal 25% less damage unless they're normal attacks. In foggy weather, electric-type attacks are halved in terms of damage. Hail, every 10 turns, 5 damage is done to non-ice types. Rain multiplies water-type attack damage by 1.5, and it halves fire-type attacks. And self-destruct and explosion moves are ineffective. Sandstorm, every 10 turns, does 5 HP of damage to all Pokemon. I already said that. And then there's the Sunny, which multiplies fire attack damage by 1.5, and halves water-type attack. That's very good for me. I just wish I had someone that knew Sunny Day. And this is me feeding Pat because I want his IQ to be really high. And I gave it to myself for some reason. My controller was kind of freaking out at this point. I remember that for a fact. No, I just realized the windows in this game remind me of Kingdom Hearts 1. Can you see it, though? The way the windows look, they look like the actual, like, command prompt windows on Kingdom Hearts 1. That's... Oh god, I can't unsee that! Oh, wow, that's weird. That's really weird. Oh, great, Slackings are on this floor. There's one right there, actually. Slackings are kind of odd Pokemon. They have an ability that makes them pretty much slack every other turn, at least in the main series. I forget how they work in this game. Because abilities in the Mystery Dungeon series don't work the exact same way that they work in the actual series. They work rather differently from what I remember, too. I just can't remember overall. Also, I think at one point I mentioned the traps that will show up eventually. If I recall correctly, I was wrong about one thing. Those don't show up until post-game, which, mind you, overall, we're actually really close to beating the game. In terms of required dungeons, there's only, I think, 3 left in the game. So we've made some good progress in these past 14 parts, but we won't be seeing those traps, because sadly, there's just nothing interesting in the post-game for me to do. I'll explain more about that, though, in the credits. Like 7 parts or so, probably. And I will say a lot, there is quite a bit of post-game. Holy shit. I'm just sitting here looking at the guide, looking at how many post-game dungeons there are, and holy, yeah, wow. That is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, but I should probably mention, Absol is a good Pokemon, but at the same time its HP and defense are kind of low due to the fact that it's a Dark type, which is more specially based, if I recall correctly. Though the moves it can learn are still badass. Yeah, it has more HP than we do, so... I guess that's actually a good gauge for how high level you should be at this point. Also, what I have on me right now is a status called Encore. You can only use the same move, the move that you used right before getting Encored, once you're in that status ailment. It goes away after a while, though. And sometimes it just ends up working in the enemy's, I'm forgetting what the opposite of... I'm forgetting a word, I don't care. It doesn't help the enemy, I can say that much. But, with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, we'll be heading up to the rest of Mount Freeze and hopefully meeting Ninetales along the way. See you guys then.